Hey there everyone, it's AJ Van Rixtel and it is time for another video. And in today's video I'm actually going to be challenging myself to do an acrylic painting. Now this is something I'm not very experienced with, but as with anything you don't get better until you give it a go. So I've done a bit of a scene already that I've got an idea in my head which I just sketched out a thumbnail for, but I'm just going to go straight into it. Now I'm going to be doing this as a time-lapse video. But I will be doing a bit of commentary over it, explaining some of the colour choices that I've done, as well as some of the ideas behind what it is that I'm going to create. So let's begin. I'm going to start by letting you know which colours I have used to create this piece. I used yellow ochre, raw umber, vermilion, cerulean blue and titanium white. These were what I used to mix the various different colours in this particular piece, and I think they're quite a decent starting point. You can get a nice range of colours from these. So to begin, I decided to start off with the sky. Now I decided to do a sort of Bob Ross style painting where I used a larger brush to cover almost the entire upper regions of the canvas, and also settling on a horizon line. With that, I then moved on to adding the mountain range, which I used a bright, sort of darkery coloured red and mixed with brown to deal with creating the mountain range, which I attempted to use a palette knife with. It's not a very good palette knife, so I need to look into getting a new one of those which is a bit more sturdier. And then I started to move along, adding a few trees in the background using a mixture of the yellow ochre and cerulean blue, which then gave me the opportunity to create a really nice earthy sort of coloured green, which I really quite liked, and it is something that I will probably look into using in the future. Once I'd got to that sort of stage, I then started blocking in some more of the more focal details. So the sort of grassy sort of areas just before the lake sort of thing, and then also a bit more of a foreground area where I already had an idea for the scene. What I'll do is so as you can see, I wanted to have a bit of a figure in here, and then I created just using a green that I'd already mixed, started blocking in the trees to be able to get an idea of where I wanted them to go. I then added a bit of brown into that just to give it a sort of barky look. I would be coming back to the trees later on to add more detail on. I then use the larger brush again to start dabbing in for the leaves, which I really like the effect. Now again, Bob Ross has used this effect before and I've watched a few of his videos, so I thought it'd be nice to keep on doing the sort of Bob Ross sort of style thing with the acrylic paints. I then moved on to adding a bit more detail and blocking in for a little tent that I wanted to do. Now I was kind of inspired by an anime called Laid Back Camp, which is starting airing this season, and it's just a really nice slow paced anime, which I'm really enjoying, and it's kind of getting me wanting to go back out there and going back camping and things, so it's something I'll probably be doing in the future during this year. I also then decided to block in just loosely with the character that I wanted to add in there, and then that was pretty much it for the for that, and then I started moving on to adding the finer sort of details into that. Now I probably did this and went against all of the rules. This is my first ever acrylic painting, but I really enjoyed creating this piece and adding the finer details in with regards to the characters and things. Once I'd kind of like finished and got an idea of where I wanted the first character, I realised that it was kind of a bit off balanced and the trees kind of looked a little bit odd on the right hand side, so I decided to add in a sort of more fairy type character. Now I've used this effect before in watercolour, so I wanted to see how it came across with the acrylic paints as well, which I think I did really well with. It kind of creates a sort of little scene and sends the background much further back into the piece. I've learned so much doing this piece and I have thoroughly enjoyed creating it. It's taken about 7 or 8 hours for me to finally get to like a finished sort of place where I feel happy that I have finished it. Because it takes so long, I probably won't be doing another one of these for a while as a video. I will be doing it recreationally, but not for a video, because I've got to then make sure that I have enough time to create and edit the video as well. But certainly I will be doing these in the future, maybe once every couple of months or something like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. So until next time, ta-ra!